Hello and welcome. It's Claire from Wiltshire, and I am back on the plot. It's absolutely freezing. I've been here 5 minutes and my fingers are already ready to break off. I have just had a quick look around. There are a few things that are looking a little bit concerning. The amount of slug and caterpillar damage. I'm assuming it's caterpillar, so I do need to check on a few things. The fruit cage is okay. It still hasn't got his net on it, and I really need to get my olive tree in the ground before it dies. But I'm still on crutches, so I won't be doing any digging today, and I won't be doing the roof on the fruit cage because no ladders are coming anywhere near me today. So little plan for today. It's only a quick visit because I don't need to come down here as often as what I was. So I just want to quickly make a raised bed up for my daughter's plot. We'll be going over there, doing some bits and pieces to help her because hers is a brand new plot. So it needs a lot of work doing to it. So watch me build a raised bed. So I've got two pieces the same size here. And I'm just going to go and grab two more. Oh. Okay, so I've got my 4 pieces of wood. They are slightly different in size, so it won't be a square one. That doesn't really matter. When you have a new plot, you are happy with anything you can get your hands on. Okay, so I've got my corner brackets. I've got a whole mix of screws here. I refuse to buy some more until I can use these up. I'm going to whack these in. I'm going to make it as secure as I can. That was the frame done. It's only nice and thin. It's just to give her an idea of where to plant her onions in. So it's just an area so she's not walking on it, because at the moment there's no paths put in that allotment plot. So it's just a frame just to slot some onions in, just to top it off with a little bit of compost so she knows what she's doing and where not to stand. So off I go, camera in one hand, frame in the other hand, and it's only a short walk to her plot. It's not too bad. It's really nice actually just to have somebody else on the plot as a little bit of company. So when I'm working on my plot and she's working on her plot, we can go home together in the car, bring up tools together in the car. Anything heavy can come up rather than me having to bag a lift from someone to take me up there. As you can see now, it's not very fast. She's right up by the water tanks, which is absolutely ideal for her, and being able to get water very, very easily. For some reason, once I got up to this plot, there was quite a bit of interference on the microphone, so I thought it would be better for me to talk over this section rather than have really poor sound quality. So if you see me talking to the camera, I'm not realising at this point about the sound quality. So we're just trying to work out whereabouts to put the bed. As you can see, she's already got 4 raised beds put in place. She's got lots of spring bulbs in these beds, and she's really looking forward to seeing a little bit of growth from them because there's nothing at the moment. They do need topping up, and they will need a layer of chippings over the top just to protect them from any snow that may come our way or any hard frosts. So that is the next thing on the job. Excuse the arse shot there. Oh, and again. Um, I think you've got a lot of that in this video. It's fine. You can't see anything you shouldn't be seeing. So onions are going to go into this square bed. It's only temporary until she can get some other beds made up. So anything for now is fantastic on her plot. She has also got some onions, some strawberry, and she's got some raspberry canes to pop up. So she doesn't know that. That's her Christmas present. So this video is coming out now just after Christmas, so she knows at this point if she watches this video. But for Christmas, or birthday, was it birthday? It might have been birthday. Her birthday's Christmas Eve. I bought her some strawberry slips for summer fruiting strawberries, and I bought her some raspberry canes for summer fruiting raspberries. And finally, I was able to get hold of a good garlic bulb for her that is organic, so she can plant that. That's just really for fun more than anything, so she can practice this year growing garlic to harvest for the 2026 season. So when she plants in the 26 season, then she'll be a little bit more established and know what she's doing a little bit more. So this garlic she's going to pop in with her strawberries when she plants those, because they can grow in together because it is only one bulb. So she's opted for green. She wants as natural as possible. Plus the green will offset all of the beautiful spring bulbs she's planted. But as you can see, there's no pathways here. It is literally been tilled. So where she's been walking on it so much, you can see it's already started to flatten compared to other areas, which is fantastic because it's really dangerous to walk on. I mean, I nearly fell over 5 or 6 times just helping her out on this short 1 hour that I was on her plot for. But she's, as you can see, to stop the weeds coming through, she's popped tarp down. So she popped the tarp at the back because that is where the worst area was. And she's already started to pop some sides in around her plot just to signify that this is my plot and please don't come on my plot, because when plots are open like that, people are terrible for walking on your plot. And she already dug out one side of her path. She's done like an L shape with chippings already brought up from the main pile, which is, she's probably the furthest, actually she is the furthest away from the chippings piles that we have on site. So it's been tough. Some have gone in the car, some have gone in the wheelbarrow, but she has managed to get herself a little bit of a pile to start her path off, which is what I said I'd help her with today. So she's got the membrane, she's popping down all of the membrane, she's putting some stones and wood up against the fence on the membrane just to stop all the chippings from falling out onto the outside area, which is the public area. And it's walked on a lot by dogs, so it's a very, very busy area here for people walking their larger dogs. So I said to her that I would make a start and get the wheelbarrow and start filling up her path with chippings. So I'm continuing on with the path, which became extremely difficult as we got to the L shape because Shannon was doing her compost bin. So this compost bin actually came with the plot, which was fantastic. That's one less thing she had to purchase. So she started to fill it up. So at the bottom, she put a little bit of the earth that was already on the ground, just to give it that heaviness on the ground so it doesn't blow away, because it's quite open in that corner there where she's got it. She's got it there because it gets a lot of sunlight hours there, which obviously will speed up the composting process. She also brought down with her lots and bits and pieces to go into the compost bin. For example, animal bedding, lots of coffee grounds, because luckily enough where she works, she's able to get hold of waste coffee grounds, which she did thankfully put some in my compost bin too. And some food waste. So she's already made a start with what's gone in there, which is absolutely fantastic. So hopefully in the late autumn, she'll be able to use that in her new beds to give them the top up that they'll need after the summer period of growing. So yeah, she did a fantastic job of this. And then also there was a pile of chippings on the blue tarp that was so well rotted down. I asked her to put them in there as well because they'd already made a massive start of decomposing. She popped some heavy soil around the edge as well of the compost bin on the outside to make sure that there are no gaps for the rats to entice themselves in there to make a little nest in there, like they did on the one on my plot. Finally, on to the last couple of wheelbarrows. So what's in there now is really broken down, where it's been underneath everything, where everything has been so wet. I taught her to, if she wants chip-ins for her paths, grab what is on the outside of the heap, and if you want anything for your compost or your beds, grab it from the inside because that is more rotted down. So she's learnt that. So I had a nice pile to top her beds off with. So because they are so low down, I've topped up her beds with the well rotted down chip-ins just to protect them from the frost, because luckily enough there was a wheelbarrow left over. So we're coming to the end of this day now, and as you can see, all of those chippings have gone. She's got a nice pile of green there ready to cut up and put in her compost bin. She's got lots of browns in there with some paper, and the greens are right at the bottom. And then you can see where the path has been put in, it just needs stamping on a little bit. I was just explaining to Shannon here that she needs to extend the path and put some tarp around the bottom of that compost bin just to make it easier to get to. I have returned. I have big plans for 2026. I hope you will join me. My name is Claire from Wiltshire, and this is my allotment plot. It's been 10 days since my last visit. The last one was mostly spent on my daughter's brand new plot, but today I've got some big jobs to do, and my mum is here to help me start these big jobs. So I hope you will join me on the second part of this video on a much brighter day than what it was last time. As you can see, it is just as cold as what it was. It's 3 degrees at the moment, but hopefully once I get going, I will warm up. So let's get started. Okay, so let's do a quick walk around with my mum, and she's going to pick 3 of the jobs that need to be done that she can crack on with so I can start with the brassica bed. So if we start with the compost bins. So as you can see, we need cardboard going around the edges before we can fill it up anymore. And to pop a rock just down in there, I don't know if you can see,
just by that orange thing there looks like a tunnel that is starting to be made by the rats. So we need to get that done as job one, and then start filling up the compost bin. So we've got some scraps from home, and we'll just have a look around the plot to see if any other weeds have grown recently. Okay, so the next compost bay, which is the one that's ready to be used, it's just staying nice and covered, is no longer covered. So I'd say something's had a rummage around in there. So we need to just make sure we cover that one up again to make sure the frost doesn't damage the compost that's in there. So that's another one. And then let's have a quick look at this bed. Everything here looks absolutely fine, and still getting quite a bit of caterpillar damage, and that's probably pigeon, to be honest. What we'll do is we'll have a little bit of a debate, Mum, whether or not we're going to pull out the last of the Swedes, even at the golf ball size.
Yeah.
And the garlics there are looking good. Didn't really get much of the green manures come out really, but a little bit is better than nothing. The same as this bed here, nothing's happening with this bed. And then I've got all of these sticks ready to be cut up by my brand new funky pronabos I got for Christmas. The green manures did a little bit better in that one. And we've actually got some spring onions that have actually decided to grow. So they will need pulling up because they won't tolerate the snow next week. And again, more pigeon damage here on the broccoli. You can see it's been completely eaten there. And there's nothing left on the innards of that, so that might as well be chopped off. And is that spring onion down there, or is that leek? Oh, that's leeks. That's leeks. Look how excited I just got about leeks. I'm not sure what that is there. I'll have a little Google of that one. And that needs to be chopped right down there, Mum. Yeah. Right at the stem, because it's the bay, and it's not the bay at all. It's the sage, and it's died off now.
Right.
Okay, and then this is the other Swede. It's a little bit bigger than the other one, and we've just got a few green leaves there, which I'll just take home for the guinea pig now. And again, more pigeon damage, and nice big hole there. Brilliant. Let's get this rock out of here. Got a giant rock in here that doesn't need to be in here. Let's just hope I don't fall over it. Then we've got inside here the fruit cage. The tree here needs to be taken out and taken up because the roots are going to die in this cold weather. And the berries need to be taken off of last year's raspberry cane. And all the strawberries are doing what they're supposed to do, and that's die back. The only thing we have to keep checking on this one, Mum, is that no grass seed comes up from the straw.
Yeah.
So if you see over on the third one, there's a little bit of grass seed there. If we keep on top of that, we haven't got to worry about any of the grass, and there's a little bit in there.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Okay. So then we got the onion beds. 2 rows, red down one side, white down the other side. And in between we have interplanted. So it's still coming up. I wasn't expecting that. We will fleece it if it snows though. So yeah, so we've got a little bit of greenery here. Again, it's been eaten by the pigeons. And then there's some garlic and onion in this bed here. If I move you over to this side. Oh, we've got quite a few nice leaves here. It's just a shame the pigeons are eating them. Oh, we've got a couple of weeds here. And that is a row of muhly down there. Oh, big hole in the bed here. So somebody's dug that up, which is not good. And the pea doesn't look like it's here anymore. Oh no, that's the pea. So that pea looks really peed off because it's half dead. Okay. Oh look, it stays up by itself for a second. Oh no, there it goes. Yeah, see the big bites here?
Yeah.
That's pigeons. The pigeons are going up and down here pecking at everything. Let's just have a quick look at the muhly. Closer look at the muhly. That's actually doing all right. So I'm hoping that overwinters okay. May need to cover that over, maybe with some straw going all across the top of it to protect the leaves.
Right.
Okay, so that's another job that needs doing. And then in the brassica cage, all of the broccolis look like they've been affected by the frost. There's a lot of dead leaves in there. The garlic is looking great. That's coming up fantastic. Apart from that, not a lot of growth is happening on that side. And then the last things that need doing, just to quickly show you there, the garlic is coming up nicely there as well. And these two beds here, I've got some compost that's going to go on top of this bed here, and then we need to cover it in straw. And then this bed needs to be emptied, and we're going to put some chippings in the bottom, just about 2 to 3 inches, and then we can put compost on top of that. And then the peas, which are looking fantastic, we're going to take the cover off and re-put the cover back on today, just to give it a little bit of a water because it looks quite dry. So that's the peas. I think the peas are looking quite fabulous. But like here, see, we've got a little bit of grass in there. We need to make sure we're pulling out the grass and not the peas.
Yeah.
As much of it as possible. I think that's it, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
So that is just a quick look at everything we're going to try and get done. Mum is going to go down to where the chippings are, which is right at the other end, and start filling up bags of chippings so I can distribute them where they need to be put. And then we're going to crack on with some of the jobs that need to be done in here. I am down in this brassica bed. You're not going to see me face because I can't get down that low. So the first thing I'm going to do is start cutting off any of the greens that are no good, that are rotting. As you know, I can't be on my knees for too long, so I need to be super careful. So these are the broccoli. Some of them are more affected by the frost than others. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try, if I can, to pull some leaves up just to protect them a little bit more, like you do with a cauliflower, just to try and protect them. Oh, there's a little bit of aphid damage in here. That's not fun. We all know what aphids and me, our relationship is like. Okay. Don't know if I'm going to be able to do this by myself. Let's pre-make a knot. See if that helps. No, that's not going to work. Okay. Let's go quick and easy. Nice and quick. Cover it over at the top. And then tie. Go around a couple of times. And hopefully that will work. That's worked. A treat. Okay. I wanted to get this done before my hands get too cold. Okay, so I'm not going overly tight. There's plenty of growing room there. But I do need it to stand up. That's better. Okay, so let's do this one next. That one's a bit diseased, so we're going to take that one off. I'm just going to keep all the leaves in a neat pile, then take them out at the end. Okay. So there isn't too much room in this bed, purely because I have proper filled it up. Okay, so some more string. I couldn't find the scissors, so I'm using my snips, but I thought doing the same thing with... Alright, let's tie it up. That's perfect. I don't know if this is what you're supposed to do. I mean, I could have just read up on it, really. But in my head, protecting those heads is vital. Okay, and while I'm here, again, I'm just going to use the snips to dig up any weeds that I see. Okay. We got a weed there, and we got another weed here. Don't need any of those weeds here. Got some lovely mushrooms growing. Okay, so that leaf is diseased. That leaf is diseased. That one's diseased. Weeds. Let's have a look, see what other weeds we got. We got a dandelion down here. So let's pull that one up. So big dandelion there. And we got a diseased cabbage leaf there. I'm just going to let that drop onto the floor. Oh, there's something slimy there. No idea what that is. Okay, so if I can try and move you a little bit, like you're falling. I've got another one here. Need to be careful. So the leeks, I don't know if you can see the leeks in the background here. They are doing pretty good. Some of them a lot bigger than others. I wasn't very successful with the leeks this year. I think I got 4. Yes, 4 is better than none. And no leaf miner. No leaf rust. It was just poor placing. Poor placement. Okay, so let's cover these up. This is very fiddly. Two sets of hands would have been better. However, like I said, it's a very small space in here, and I've got on top of here. Oh, I've broken my nail already. Okay, so that one's covered. So these 3 are covered. I'm going to do any more work to this end of the bed that needs doing, so I don't have to keep coming up and down. The beetroots are still growing. I'd like to put some straw in this bed if I could. Okay, so I'm just going to stand up to get off my knees for a minute. And you've got a lovely view of my feet for now. So I'm just going to have a little look, cut off any of these damaged cabbage or kale leaves. That cabbage isn't doing too bad. Okay. If I can show you, these ones aren't doing too bad, and the leeks here are starting to really pop up now. That cabbage is doing okay. Kale is still very much struggling, and that is 1 cabbage. Just be careful where I'm stepping. 2, 3 that are tied up, and that's the mushrooms that are in there, and that is my weed pile. So I'm going to move all of that down to the middle section, and then just keep going as much as I can. And I need to check on the garlic as well. So these are sprouts that I left in, and as you can see, they are starting to sprout. So I've got a garlic there, garlic there, garlic there. This one didn't come up. I had one here. And this garlic is looking lovely. This is a Russian gigantic. Let's pop that into the next space where I know there isn't anything growing. Then I'm just going to check these, which are the beets. They're fine as they are. Someone said keep them in the ground because they will grow in spring. So I've got a weed there. And another weed here. Just maintaining it. Oh, more mushroom. Okay, let's sort these leaves out. These look like they're slug damaged. This one does. Have I got any more collars? I've got no spare collars that I can see at the moment. Okay, and again, this cabbage has got some damage on some of the leaves. So let's just take it off. Because this time of year, you definitely need your green in your compost. It's very easy just to put brown in. That cabbage is coming up lovely, actually. Quick caterpillar check. That kale is not too damaged. This one's very damaged. Okay, let's just take them off because we don't want the energy going into damaged ones. Hopefully it'll grow new leaves. There's quite a bit of damage in the bottom of this one. Oh gosh, that's a big mushroom, and there's lots of mushrooms growing here. Let's just move that out of the way to give the cabbage a little bit more room. I don't want the mushrooms taking up too much energy from the cabbages. I'll leave that one on just a little bit longer. And then I've got some more damage here from the lower leaves. Any more on this side? Yeah, we've got some on this side. Okay, let's take them away, because we don't want to encourage slugs either. Oh, another big mushroom there. There's lots on this side. Okay, let's move now on to tying these broccolis up. Where did I put the string? String is here. So we need 2 pieces of string now. 1, 2. Let's get tying these up. Let's get the big one tied up first. There is already damage on this one, but I'm hoping it will just carry on growing. And I don't hold out much hope for this one, because this one's absolutely tiny. And I think it will probably get done by the snow, if I'm honest. We are expecting snow next week. Very exciting for anyone who loves snow. And I've always been one of these people that love a bit of snow. I wouldn't want it for months on end, but it's nice to have a bit of snow. Oh gosh. Okay. So I'm just going to put this collar on that one there for now. Okay. So I am right down underneath you, because there are, look at those weeds in with one kale. Okay. And this, I have no idea what this is, but this is a definitely pull it out the ground. Does anybody know what that is? Let's pull it away a little bit. I've got that growing right in between my leeks. I don't know what that is. I need to keep an eye on that. That's all full of chippings there. So that's going to be a massive help. And what is it you've got? You said wait till you see what I've got.
And what you got? I've used my shopping bags.
Oh, your shopping bags are full of it as well.
Oh, and I've got a bag in the front seat as well.
Oh, there's loads. Right, I'm going to start unloading this now. So this area was wearing really thin. One of the first areas that we did. So it's completely worn down now. And as you can see the blue tarp underneath. So this is our walking area. We'll never grow on this bit. This is where we walk. And if we do grow on this area, it'll be pots only. So let's get this in and covered, so when we're in and out the shed, we're not going to be taking so much mud into the shed with us, which we have been doing. So All right, so I need one more here. And again, up to there. So Mum's gone up for a second load now. It's looking pretty nice on this bit now. You have to excuse me, I've eaten a sweet. I've got sweets for Christmas and I'm eating a sweet. Let me show you where we've done. So all in there, it's got new wood chip. All of this, all new wood chip. And you can see the contrast in the difference there. And just here. So this is the area we don't grow on. And if we are going to grow on this area, it will be like potato pots. And this is all our growing area. That's why we haven't gone any further, because this stuff will need to break down here, ready for the pumpkin patch. This bed is not a permanent resident there either. We just haven't quite decided where that one's going to go. So just uncovered the peas. Some of them look a little bit eaten. I'll give them a little water before I go. Okay, this bed is next for chippings. What I'm doing now is I've tied up all of the broccoli heads. I've weeded this whole area. I'm now going to get the weeds out of this area. So this is everything I've taken off weed wise, and old leaves for the brassicas, so that's great. And I have noticed, so if you remember, I put in some, is it black kale? Black, I think so. And it got eaten really badly by aphids and caterpillars. Well, I've got 2 that have come back, so I may have 2 for next year, which would be great because I've never tried that kind, only from a supermarket. So trying it from homegrown, obviously, as you all know, is fan-dabby-dozy. So yeah, I said that. So I'm going to go and put this in, and then I'm going to go and get some straw and start covering this area. I've got more straw at home, which will need to be brought up to cover the rest before the snow, just to protect everything else from in here, apart from the garlic. I'm not doing anything with the garlic. That won't be covered. This is my straw, so I'm just going to sprinkle it over probably the cabbages and the beetroot for now, and if I've got enough, the broccoli too. Excuse the hair thing. Whoa, look at that. Oh, I'm covering the straw already. Brassicas is one thing I've struggled with this year to grow. I've had some great successes with it, some great cabbages. I've had a couple of great cauliflowers. I've had some great beetroot, but the kale up here hasn't worked, whereas it's worked in my home garden. And the aphids absolutely destroying my sprouts was really upsetting, because then I had to sow them really late, which meant I didn't get very big sprouts. And after eating sprouts at Christmas for only the second time in my life and actually enjoying them now the way that I cook them, I definitely want more sprouts added into my diet throughout the year. So I did take I did make the most of Christmas veg and it being cheaper, and I have bought more to use and freeze, so I've got some until mine hopefully grow. So I can't do anything else with this bed now apart from add some extra chip-ins on the pathway, but they haven't arrived yet. So I'm actually going to move on to my next job, which is inside the fruit cage. So I'm now in the fruit cage. I'm going to take the tree out. That's got to go to my daughter's, because that really needs to be put up there now. And now I'm just going to come with my snips and show you my raspberry canes. So you can see them just here, or ouch, or dead. So I'm going to cut those back. So the new ones for this year are next year's, or the old ones, I can't remember. I don't know if this is autumn fruiting or not, because it didn't fruit until right at the last minute and it was dying. So I'm literally just going to cut off the berries that are here and dying, and I'm just going to leave them to drop on the floor to mulch in with the floor. So yeah, so I'm not sure if it's, I can't remember. So this is the original cane, but it's definitely dead. So these must be the canes for next year that's fruiting. I'm going with that. People, that's what I'm doing, because that's definitely dead. Okay, so I'm going to lay that just down next to it, lay it down to sleep. So I'm going to lay these all around the bottom there. So mum's back now, so I'm just going to go get some more chip-ins. Okay, so just inside the door here needs more chip-ins. So mum's brought up a mix. Anywhere that I've got anything growing is what I use that's most rotted down. So where I've got my cherry trees, or is it plum? No, that's a plum tree. Where I've got the plum tree and some herbs, I can see the soil. So I'm going to put some of this down there just to protect it a little bit more, as everything is new. So you can see just in there, quite a bit of soil is showing already. So I'm just going to top that up lovely. Just going to chuck it in. Just quite a lot here still growing nicely. And I've got some spring bulbs in here as well. Oh, I see some spring bulbs coming up. I'm just going to cover up around the edges of the mint. So as you can see, we've got a container inside here. That is what the mint is growing in, so it doesn't get out of control. I can actually pour this one in that bit. Okay. Move over. Oh, that's looking good. It's definitely looking good. While I'm here, I'm just going to give this thyme a little bit of a haircut, because we don't want it too woody for next year. I want it nice and green coming back up. Oh, perfect. And everything else is still very green, so I'm going to leave that. Mum is just over here putting the cardboard around the edge of the compost heap so we can start adding to that. So that is what we'll be using from now until autumn next year. Okay, so now I'm just going to work on this bed here, taking everything out from here so we can add the chip-ins in.
This is an extremely long video, as you can tell by now, and I hope you are still watching, and if you are, thank you very, very much. It was a case of the first day I was here, there wasn't much to do, but then I had time to think, and I gave myself a huge list of jobs to do. So I wanted to crack on. I had a little bit of company, so it was fantastic just to get those jobs done. It's given me some fantastic satisfaction. I had a headache for 2 days solid, and I thought, no, nothing's working. I need to get out, go to the plot, sort my brain out, and it worked a treat, and no more headache. And I am geared up, ready for my next visit to the plot now. So if you are still watching, thank you so, so much. And if this is all new to you, please hit that subscribe button, because it really makes a difference, and it makes me smile. Whenever I see a new subscriber, it always makes me smile, and I think of all of my subscribers as friends now. A lot of you guys have been on for a little while now, pretty much from the beginning, and I massively appreciate that. So enjoy the rest of the video.
The peas have been uncovered for a good hour now. The moisture that is on the top of the soil is just from the condensation. Underneath is not as damp as I'd like it, so I'm going to give it a little sprinkle. So after a closer inspection, I have noticed some of these have been eaten. I'm just going to check for caterpillars. Yeah, some of these have been eaten. I guess there's not a lot I can do about that. Just make sure there's no slugs. No, that's a stone. Right, okay, so I'm going to cover them back over now. So instead of me constantly walking on this soil, which is damaging it, I'm going to make probably a 1 foot path, maybe 1.5 foot going down next to the peas. So then in spring I can plant something else down there, do a path, then plant something on the edge right there. That way something's always growing in it before I put the pumpkins in. So that's much better. It just defines this area a lot better than having bits of wood with nails sticking in it, which is probably going to cause holes in the tunnel anyway. Another job done. Okay, so I'm going to go and do those little harvests that I said I was going to do in the beginning. Mum's still tearing away there at the compost bin. So I said I was going to get rid of the swede, and that's that one there. Nothing's happening with this swede, so I'm just going to pull it up. Just there. I definitely need some more bits. And also, while I'm here, I'm going to pull up, which I'm going to then leave up for a little bit, some of these sunflowers, because they come up now. Now it's not absolutely rock hard, the soil. We can pull up some of these. So I'm going to leave them on there like I did at home, just so the worms can make their way out nicely. Okay, let's take that with us. Got nothing in there. We've got some spring onions. These will have to be done another day because it's getting much too dark. So let's pull these spring onions up. Okay, so we've got a spring onion there. And so that's those there. And then, like I said, we're just going to leave these ones in here to see what happens. If they do it, they do it. If they don't, they don't. Okay, that's all cut down. Let's put that in there a little bit better. Oh. And then, like I said, they must be leeks on the end because they're way too neat not to be leeks. I'm going to cover up the hole that was made by the stone. And then the swede here is coming out. Ooh. So again, not much bigger. We've got some more bits growing here. I'm just going to leave those there for the wildlife. So I think the swede just needed a little bit more time. Time we don't have, especially now we have snow coming. So not expecting a harvest today. I've got a few spring onions and a couple of little swedes. So last but not least, I'm going to add this water into this tank. We are using this tank to fill more so than the other, not just because it is new, but because we think it's being taken out of that tank, whereas here it's a little bit more open. So if someone's going to take it out of this tank, they're going to be seen. And I'm actually going to get a step for this one so I don't struggle, except I nearly died. Okay, let's line these up. Okay, so that's us done for the day. As you can see, it is getting very dark now. The water's in the tank. The next day we will come up, will be only in a couple of days, but it won't be on this vlog, it will be on the next vlog. So come join me then. So it's goodbye from me and goodbye from my mum.
Bye.
Why are you waving? The camera can't see you. Old people. See you soon.